Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Charlotte Roval for the 19th race in the 2020 FBRL Napa Truck Series. We're gearing up for 33 laps in what is the penultimate race of the season. We're going to be here in Charlotte for 2 full weeks. First, the road course layout, and then the oval to the side. Everything beautiful sunny day here today in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's get to your starting grid really quick because the green flag is about to drop in 15 seconds. Ben Crouch, Christian Vargas on the front row. Nick Pericles and Samuel England, your 2019 Napa Pro Series champion, in row 2. Zachary Bilson, Lane Sanders, row 3. Blake Warren, Austin Murray, row 4, with Tyler Black and AJ Jones, row 5. Will Goss, one of your championship contenders, starts 11th. And Ryan Butcher, who suffered in qualifying, will start in 38th. It's going to be a crazy race today from the Roval. And, you know, survival is going to probably come down to getting you that win. Through the chicane they go. And the green flag is out. Turn 1 will be a very tricky spot, especially right here. So far, Crouch with the advantage as Vargas fights side by side with Nick Pericles for second. Ooh, Bilson gets in the grass a little bit right there. England single file in 4th, Lane Sanders in 5th. Vargas and Pericles continuing the fight now. Sanders pulling up along the right side of Samuel England. Up onto the high bank, still go. England holds off Sanders, and Pericles will take hold of second place over Christian Vargas as Ben Crouch starts to pull away. Crouch will be moving up to the Hardee's National Series in 2021, and he has not won a Napa Truck Series race yet in his career, as the back of the field appears to be rather straggled out. So it appears we might have had an incident here on lap 1. And indeed we did. Roberto Crown Jr. starting at the back of the field. You see Brandt gets put 3 wide. Several drivers in the wall here, and Crown just loses control. Xavier Richardson nowhere to go. Several drivers squeaking by, including Griffo Lippo McDermott. And then coming up here through turn 2, they all just squeeze. Springer into Eric Monaco, Jordan Presto, and Thomas Lipscomb all get involved in this. And that's going to give all of those drivers damage and set them back in the running order. But Ryan Butcher, who started at the rear of the field, had to stop for the first part of that altercation. And he, along with several others, lost a ton of track time. And coming to the completion of the first lap, Larry Hagan and Austin Johnson will pull it down pit road. I believe these two got in the wall coming out of turn 1. And they are going to look to fix damage early here. And this will set them back pretty much in the race. You can see the door damage on the 88 of Hagan, but really not seeing anything on the 24 of Austin Johnson. This is going to be a battle to watch all day long. Will Goss and Tyler Black, I believe, currently fighting it out for 12th place. Austin Murray a couple positions ahead in 8th. Coming into this race, the championship battle is the tightest it's been all season, with Ryan Butcher leading by 1 point over Austin Murray. Goss 3 points behind Butcher. And then Tyler Black 5 points behind Butcher. So these guys are all in a very tight points race with 2 races remaining. And with Butcher starting at the bottom half of the field, this is a great opportunity for Will Goss, Tyler Black, and Austin Murray to pull back away from Ryan Butcher, who's fresh off a win at Atlanta. As Goss and Black will fight side by side through the final corners. Black a little loose over the rumble strips. And Goss, for the time being, will hold on to 12th place. No, not quite. Black's going to stick it in there, and Goss is going to really get out of the throttle there to avoid hitting the wall, as now Austin Miller will fight him for 13th. Miller and Goss getting together back at Willow Springs. It's a distant memory for these two as they race cleanly side by side here at the Charlotte Roval. But up at the front, it's Ben Crouch with a bumper full from Nick Pericles. Missed this happening coming to the completion of lap 2. Tyler Commons, JD Martin racing for position. Commons just turns it too hard left, gets on the rumble strip, slides off the corner, and that hurt himself and J.D. Martin, losing about a couple of positions each, as Bob Burns, Austin James, and some others were able to get by him. And then you see there Andrew Rich in the Zero Machine gets in the wall and holds up Sacredillo. Oh, and they wrecked. And Ryan Butcher's in it. Jarrett Gross, DeLello, Boston Jones, Eric Monaco. It's a disaster. How did that start? So you get a better look at it. Andrew Rich in the wall. Butcher comes up, makes it 3 wide, and just gets squeezed by DeLello and Rich. And around they went. Gross, nowhere to go. Same for Roberto Crown Jr. And then Boston Jones just comes in, finishes off the 28. And then Monaco comes in and finishes off the 2. But Ryan Butcher did not need this happening here today at the Charlotte Roval. He was already in a hole with where he qualified and now involved in an accident. His number 80 Toyota, likely with some kind of performance damage. Big time battle at the front of the field. It's for 3rd place between Samuel England and Christian Vargas, as Blake Warren is challenging Zachary Bilson for 6th place. Warren will make the pass there, as Vargas will hold off England for now. But Warren will get a little tight there through the right-hander, and he'll give the position back to Bilson through the left-hander coming to the start-finish line. But so far, pretty great showing by, wow, as Austin Murray got really loose there with A.J. Jones making a move on him. And now Nick Breeding on the left side of Austin Murray. Was going to say that Vargas has been doing a great job holding off the 2019 Napa Pro Series champion, as England has still yet to find victory lane in 2020, as right now Nick Pericles is all over the bumper of Ben Crouch for the race lead. You know, both of these drivers not running full-time in the Napa Truck Series next year. So trying to get a win for both of them, as neither of them have won before. Kind of just take a look around the track here. Jarrett Gross, Boston Jones on pit road, making his debut. Not the debut he wanted for Sanders Performance Auto Racing, as several drivers on pit road fixing damage. Butcher, DeLello, Andrew Rich, Monaco, and Roberto Crown Jr. Springer will come up and get right behind the 36. Jordan Presso not having a good day. Ryan Dagby is back here. It appears he has made it down the pit road, as has Austin Rogers and Austin Johnson. I believe Lipscomb and TJ Smith might have as well. But how about this man right here? Griffin Label McDermott started in 37th place. He missed the first lap chaos, and now he's running in 24th. So, you know, what a drive for this 13 truck so far out of North Border Motorsports, as now he's looking for 23rd on Tyler Commons. Griffin will be driving for S3 Motorsports down here in the Napa Truck Series in 2021. But Griffin is still looking for that first top 10 of 2020. Oh, Bob Burns up here having a much better run than usual. He missed Atlanta. He's running 22nd. Austin James is running 21st. He actually got his first top 20 of 2020 2 weeks ago at Atlanta. And here's the part-time, likely Rookie of the Year contender for 2021, Cody Goforth, will be moving over to Single Z Racing. And he is running inside at the top 20 right now, behind Dewey Schramm III and Ian Brandt. Those are fellow competitors for the 2021 season. Schramm heading over to Gatlin Downey Incorporated, while Brandt will drive for TJ Smith Incorporated. Sebastian Kukulon will make the move to Single C Racing in 2021 as well, as he runs behind Ryan Reed and Jarrett Gross. Bit of a gap here from 15th to 14th, as it is a hornet's nest up here. Tyler Black side-by-side with Goss. Malik Nevins side-by-side with Austin Murray. Breeding and A.J. Jones, and then Bilson and Blake Warren. As Sanders and Vargas has really pulled away. Sanders has made it by. I'm curious if something happened between the 56 and the 21. Took a quick peek, and nothing bad happened at all. Just a couple of bad laps by the 56. Allowed Vargas to drive away and Lane Sanders to pass. As this season, it's a point per position Oh man, Malik Nevin's really getting close there with Goss and I believe Tyler Black. But it's a point per position this season. That could be changing for 2021. But right now it's 40 points if you win the race, 35 for second, and then a point down to 36. And then 36th on down gets 1 point for the race. Ooh, Murray got loose on those rumble strips. That checked up Goss and Nevins. Miller's going to make a run towards the inside as something has occurred up here. And oh, Christian Vargas has stalled on the track. It's going to hurt Will Goss, Austin Miller, and Ryan Reed and allow Tyler Black and the others to drive on by. What on earth happened there with Christian Vargas, as now we're 3 wide between Miller, Reed, and Logan Cloud. As oh, they're banging doors there between the 37 and the 41. Still 3 wide. Oh man, these guys keeping their trucks off of one another is incredible. Miller's going to clear the 41. Cloud still to the right side of Reed. But now they're looking all fine. I'm surprised. Something amiss on the 21 truck of Christian Vargas. Vargas is coming here up to the start-finish line. And all of a sudden, he just kind of loses power here. And he's on the far left, but oh, he turned right into the middle of the track, and oh man, Bilson and Blake Warren got maybe some damage out of that. Oh man, I don't know what that was about, but that has plopped Vargas on pit road, and his day looking to be over. And now Kyle Springer has lost the engine on his number 9 machine. He's limping around the track. Here comes Samuel England, who is in 5th place now by a clear mile. Springer doing his best to keep his truck out of the way. Doesn't want to cause any problems here. Ooh, Warren's going to catch him right at the exit of the chicane there on the backstretch. Oh, and Breeding and Bilson are going to come really close here. This is kind of dangerous. Oh, Springer. Oh, Malik Nevins, I think, got a piece of him. Oh. Insane. Springer, keep it on the apron, my man. And down the pit road he'll go. His day appears to be over. And while we were watching Kyle Springer limp it to pit road, this happened. Austin Miller gets right on the quarter panel of Jarrett Gross, and down in the pit road they go. Miller hits the outside wall, and then Gross just slams his brakes on Austin Miller. And now he's trying to get to his pit stall because, you know, Gross started at the back of the field. And he's not going to make it. He's going to get towed. But Austin Miller pulls into his box. He's going to take tires. But I think this is going to be a speeding penalty for Austin Miller, and he's likely going to have to come back down pit road. Man, what a day for Crossroads Racing and Thomas Lipscomb. They're currently running in the 25th place position. And, you know, it's been a season for this team. You know, making their first races in the Napa Truck Series circuit. And, you know, Lipscomb through 13 races has accumulated 44 points for the team. It's not the greatest. The average finish is 35th. But their average starting position is 38, so they're making a net gain every week. But they're looking to get a lot more points than they're usually accustomed to receiving. As right now, Lipscomb's trying to hold off Austin Johnson for 25th place. And, you know, Lipscomb's not the only one having a good day that doesn't usually have one. You know, Bob Burns is up here, running in 20th. How about Griffin Lapel McDermott? Again, I'm saying it again, man. He started 37th. He is up inside the top 20. And he's behind Austin James, who's looking to get his 2nd straight top 20 finish. You know, this is a team that we never see finish inside the top 20. And Austin James comes in 35th in the driver's standings And in 17 starts, you know, the average finishing position is 30th. And he's up here inside the top 20, but he's got a bumper full of Griffin Label McDermott. That 13 NBM Ram is just hooked up a lot better than this 00 Chevy. And Griffin will likely find the way past him soon. The deal with Christian Vargas really bunched back up about 6th place on down. As Will Goss currently running in 12th. Tyler Black right in front of him in 11th as Ryan Butcher is making his first scheduled stop of the race. It is a 2-stop event. Maybe 3 if you don't plan your stops correctly. So Black just outside the top 10. Malik Nevins is running his first race since, I don't even know when. I want to say maybe like Kansas or something. He ran the first 8 races of the season. So yeah, since Kansas, we have not seen Malik Nevins in the field. He was driving the 28 for Diego Yepes Incorporated. They agreed to end the deal, and now he's here driving for Breeding Enterprises, trying to get this 78 truck in victory lane once again. Kyle Collins won in this truck at Willow Springs. That's a great run for AJ Jones. He's been on a bit of a rough streak lately as he enters this race 10th in the points. He's out of range, you know, right now. This is a big race, too, for several drivers, I must say. The range you have to be in contention next week at Charlotte is 39 points. And coming in, the gap was 78, or the range was 78, I should say. You know, Christian Vargas came in 68 points back. He had his issues, so he will likely not close in enough. Samuel England comes in 69 back, and Ben Crouch, man, he comes in 72 back. So there is an opportunity here for Samuel England, who's running in 3rd place, and Ben Crouch, who is leading this race, to gain a ton of points on Ryan Butcher. The problem is that Austin Murray, Tyler Black, and Will Goss are not running poorly like the 80. If they were, this would be looking like a freaking miracle for Ben Crouch to maybe still have a shot at a championship. Because he's kind of been under the radar, but back around Watkins Glen and some other races there in the summer, he had a bit of a good streak and he moved his way up the point standings, but coming to complete the 11th lap of the race, Ben Crouch is going to peel it down pit road. So this will be his first scheduled pit stop of the race. Nick Pericles is going to come in right on behind him. Samuel England will come down too. I believe some drivers have already pit. Tyler Commons is one of them. Austin Miller has come down. Blake Warren has come down. Ian Brandt, I think, really pit early. And Lane Sanders has decided to go for the undercut. He has already been down pit road. And we'll see how the undercut strategy fares, as pretty much everybody now is down pit road. Christian Vargas has actually returned to the racetrack. So whatever issue they had, they got it fixed. But he will be a lap down. JD Martin has retired from the race due to damage earlier on. But Vargas had a really fast Ford for Tommy Roberts Racing, and now he's going to have to do some damage control. As right now, the goal will likely be maybe 5th in points if they can make something out of this. Lane Sanders comes out of this deal in 3rd place, right behind Nick Pericles and Ben Crouch. There you see the 1 and the 48 and the 87 right there in the distance. Now his tires are warmed up, so he is trying to gain all the time he can right here before these guys have their tires all set up to go. There you see Lane is just really pushing this truck. Lane had a great run back at Mosport up in Canada, and he's trying to have another good road course effort here today. Ian Brandt, believe it or not, is all the way up in 4th place. That is how much the 25 undercut. Now, that is partially due to being involved in some incidents But I kid you not, this 25 truck is running in 4th place right now as Austin Murray went one more lap. So Murray will be on the overcut. There's Nick Breeding. He is in 5th. Where has Samuel England gone? 6th is AJ Jones. 7th, Bilson. 8th, Blake Warren. 9th, Malik Nevins. And there's England. England with a terrible stop. He falls all the way outside of the top 10. Austin Murray stayed out a little long. Tyler Black, Will Goss are up here. Austin Murray is back here. And his teammate Cody Goforth right in front of him. As you see what pit stops has done to the running order. So Austin Johnson is on pit road with an issue, as is Austin Rogers. So the Austins with an issue right now. Not sure what's going on there. But Ben Crouch continues to lead here at the Charlotte Roval as Lane Sanders is closing up on the back bumper of his teammate Nick Pericles. As we have 20 laps to go at the start-finish line. Just going to touch on some more 2021 plans, things going on here. Andrew Rich driving part-time for Team Velocity here in 2020. Rich in his first race finished 40th. That was at, I believe, Willow Springs. And running today again at the Roval. He will be running full-time next year in the number 23 for Team Velocity. I believe Catalyst Mints is the sponsor for that truck. I know Jerky Pro and Digital Storm, which is Zach Rogers' personal sponsor, will also be sponsoring Team Velocity, as Rogers is the owner of the team, so that is why Digital Storm will be on a truck. But Rich right now is a lap truck, as Christian Vargas has found himself in the middle of Lane Sanders and Nick Pericles, as Pericles' tires are starting to let him drive away from his teammate. Same goes for Ben Crouch out of Porkins Crunchyroll Incorporated, as Alexa Luchon is scheduled to drive this truck full-time next year. So if Crouch could get this truck to victory lane, you know, that would show that this team has the performance and is capable of winning racing. But Pericles right up on his back bumper into the final corners, but he's going to get a terrible corner there on the left-hander, and that's going to back him up. Andrew Rich may be looking to his left, not quite. But fastest lap on the race belongs to Lane Sanders, a 1:21.701. The fastest time in practice was a 1:21.704 set by Will Goss. Got a bit of a cluster here at the middle of the field, racing behind Austin James for 18th place on down. You see James side by side with Austin Miller. That is for 18th. Dewey Schramm the third running in 20th. Bob Burns, Tyler Commons, Sebastian Kugelon is back here after being in the top 15 earlier. Not sure what happened to the 05 machine. But Ditech has had a lot of bad luck in 2020. It's just not been their year. Aside from the win by Chris Dodd back at Road America, Cody Lamas flipped in their 33 truck 2 weeks ago at Atlanta. And it's been an up and down year for them. Kugelon got the win back at Phoenix. And like I said, Dodd got the win at Road America. But other than that, it's been a rough year. Kugelon comes into this race. Where is Kugelon in the point standings? That would be good to know. Yeah, I can't even find them. This is crazy. I can't even find them in the point standings right now, but they're passing the 77 of Jarrett Gross, coming to the start-finish line. Yeah, I am not sure where Kugelon is in the standings. I guess he's a lot lower than I thought he was. Huh. I don't know. I can't find them. I'm blind. Anyway, Kugelon now racing Bob Burns for 21st place. as we are halfway through the race here at the Charlotte Roval. Real quick, found where Sebastian is in the point standings. He's 11th coming into today's race. I guess I just have score for blowing up a little too big. But Tyler Black passing Xavier Richardson. That is actually for position for 14th. As you see, Ian Brandt has fallen all the way from 4th with just super old tires. He's all the way now down outside of the top 10. As the top 4 have kind of broken away, it's Crouch and Pericles right at the front. Sanders in 3rd, 3 seconds back, and then Nick Breeding is 10 seconds back. And then the rest of the field is back here as Cody Goforth is fighting teammate Austin Murray for 11th place. Will Goss currently the highest of our championship drivers. He is running in 10th behind teammate Blake Warren. Samuel England has made it back up to 8th. How about Zachary Bilson here today for Single Z Racing, running in 7th place. Bilson comes into this race 14th in the points with just a single top 10 on the season. Bilson started up front, and he has been running up front as Malik Nevins has made his way up to 6th place. AJ Jones has pulled away in 5th. There's Nick Breeding. There's Lane Sanders. As Pericles lost a second to Crouch that lap. It feels like Crouch, or rather, Pericles catches Crouch, and then he just has a bad corner or so, and he loses all the time he gains. But we're closing in on the next round of pit stops, as it is quite the long race here today at the Charlotte Roval. Austin Johnson and Austin Rogers have made their way back onto the track. They are both 2 laps down after whatever issue they had going on pit road. As pit stops begin once again, Austin Miller, Ian Brandt down pit road. Though I'm not sure if they're going to make it from here. This is kind of an early stop for your last stop of the day. I just don't think this is going to pan out. Jarrett Gross also down pit road. As Crouch leads, continues to lead. He's led the whole race as he gained about 2.5 tenths there on Nick Pericles. As Nick Breeding has closed the distance, Breeding is now only 9 seconds behind Ben Crouch. Could he have something for the leader of this race? As now Lane Sanders' undercut is showing. He is down 6 seconds behind the race leader as he works his way by Zachary DeLello in the 28. DeLello making his, I want to say, his second start of the season. Yes, indeed. He got 27th in his first race for Diego Yepes Incorporated, and this is his second and final race. Jack Halleck will be in this truck next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As things have calmed down a lot here. Will Goss has made it up to 9th. Austin Murray right behind him in 10th. As Tyler Black is racing Blake Warren for 11th. Cody Goforth has made it up to 12th. And how about this man right here? Griffin Lapo McDermott. I'll say it again for the 3rd time today. He started in 37th place. And now he's running inside the top 15. What a drive by Griffin today. Goforth making a move on Blake Warren into the back straight chicane. Griffin's right there. Oh, almost making contact with Goforth. Gets a little wiggly there, but he'll gather it up. And he'll go back there and charge for that position again. Ryan Reed, rather quiet day in 15th place. Xavier Richardson, teammate to Griffin. He has damage, and he's been in the top 20 the whole race. That's incredible that Xavier has been able to do this with a damaged truck. He runs 16th in front of Dewey Schramm III. Austin James continuing to impress here today in 18th. Zachary DeLello on pit road. Kukulon now 19th as Larry Hagan gets by Bob Burns for 20th. Pericles starting to fade away from Ben Crouch. It's now a 2-second lead for the driver of the number 1 machine. Jarrett Gross is out here on fresh tires, several laps down, peeking to the right side of Nick Pericles as he's going to get into him, I think. Oh, and he does. He just spun him out right into the tires. It looked like he was getting into him. It was hard to see from that camera angle, but Jarrett Gross, who is 4 laps down, just turned Nick Pericles into the tires. And any shot Pericles had at winning this race just went out the window, as now Lane Sanders runs in second place. We're going to have to get another look at that. Here's a view of it in slow motion. You just see Gross is peeking to his left side. And right there, the contact is being made. And Pericles is just going to get turned. Locks up the brakes and just too late. Boom, you see the front end kick up. And man, what was Jarrett Gross thinking there, racing Nick Pericles, who was running in second place? Pericles has lost about 7 seconds on Ben Crouch. And now runs in third place. Breeding still in fourth, AJ Jones fifth. The top 10 mostly remaining the same, as Austin Murray has made it up to ninth past Will Goss. But Jarrett Gross, man, I'm not sure what he was thinking there. That is all but given the win to Ben Crouch. Crouch just has to hit his lines and not get turned himself, in a manner of speaking here, as clearly the 77 has the best tires on the track up front right now. But Crouch pit back on lap 11. We'll see if he pits here on lap 22. We have not seen the 87 dive to pit road yet. And here he comes, Ben Crouch, to pit road. So he will avoid getting turned by the 77, or the potential of being turned, as Lane Sanders will actually come down pit road here. So Sanders not going to undercut Ben Crouch this time, and I'm kind of surprised. But he will enter pit road second. Pericles Breeding right behind, so battle is on for second here, as Austin Murray is not going to overcut this time either. So everybody coming down the pit road on the same lap. There is Ryan Butcher. But all the front runners are going to come to pit road here, coming to lap 23. So nobody electing to do an overcut or an undercut on this stop. Ben Crouch is already done and gone. In second place, Lane Sanders is way back. Doesn't look like Pericles will lose any time, as Nick Breeding will remain in fourth. AJ Jones will come out with Austin Rogers to his right side. Malik Nevins, Zachary Bilson, Austin Murray, Samuel England. There's Ian Brandt's undercut. That still only has him barely in the top 10. Tyler Black, Will Goss. Xavier Richardson, I believe, has made his stop already. As there's Griffin Label, McDermott, Cody Goforth, and the rest. Blake Warren has lost a couple of positions on pit road. But Jarrett Gross has changed the potential outcome of this race. But what a rough day for Ryan Butcher. Started at the back of the field. He currently runs in 32nd place. Tail end of the lead lap. And this is not the point stay Butcher wanted. He'll pass Jordan Presto, who made his final stop of the day. But Butcher, who took the points lead with his win from Atlanta 2 weeks ago, now going to probably be in a bit of a hole unless something happens to his other 3 championship competitors. But as it stands at the start-finish line that last lap, Tyler Black 11th, Will Goss 10th, and Austin Murray in 8th. Just doing some quick math for Ben Crouch. regarding this championship scenario here. He came in 71 points behind Austin Murray. And if he were to win this race and have Murray finish in 8th, he would only gain 11 points. So that would not have Crouch in range at all. But Crouch, as mentioned earlier, not running in the Napa Truck Series next year. So to put on a performance like this here at the Charlotte Roval, truly outstanding, and maybe just a sign of things to come for his time in the Hardee's National Series. As Crouch will be driving for Porkins Country Roll Incorporated up there, so staying with the team and moving on up. Lane Sanders, another driver we will see in the Hardee's National Series. He's currently running in 2nd. Pericles did not lose that much time from that damage. Probably didn't even fix it. He's continuing to run in 3rd. Breeding behind him in 4th. So Breeding seeing 2 of his own trucks in front of him on the racetrack. It's a pretty good thing to see. AJ Jones in 5th for Young Motorsports. Malik Nevin 6th. So that is 3 of the Breeding trucks inside the top 10. Larry Hagan is down in 21st. He had issues earlier. Bilson continuing to have a great run. Mentioned earlier, he's only got 1 top 10 on the year. He currently runs in 7th. Austin Murray behind him in 8th. Samuel England 9th. Tyler Black up to 10th. As Will Goss finds himself down to 13th place, racing with Cody Goforth and Griffin Label McDermott. All these guys pit on the same lap, so this is now down to driver skill and truck setup. And right now, the driver who was fastest in practice has fallen down the running order. We do some more little points math here. He's 3 spots behind Black and 5 behind Murray. So Goss would drop from 2 points behind Murray to 7 points behind Murray. And he would go from 2 points ahead of Black to 1 point behind Tyler Black. And then Tyler Black would go from 4 points behind Murray to 6 points behind Murray as they run. And then Ryan Butcher, who's running in 31st place, he would lose 23 points to Austin Murray. So he would be 22 behind Murray. He would be, I want to say 15 points behind Tyler Black. And then, if my math is correct, 14, 15 behind Goss as well. That's just roughly in my head looking at it. But man, North Border Motorsports, I just want to give a shout out to these guys because you can see the small hood damage on Xavier Richardson's truck. You know, he's running in 14th place right now. Now he undercut, so he might fall back here. He's running in 14th. He was in the incidents early on. Griffin Label McDermott's running in 11th. He started in the back, missed the incidents on lap 1, and has driven his way through the field, missing all the other craziness going on. I mean, what a day for this team. Bobo Jones will be running in the 76 next week at Charlotte. I mean, this momentum is going to be huge for this team. Headed into the season finale, they are going to be downsizing to 2 trucks potentially next season. And they are actually making the switch to Toyota. Now, I believe Ricky Freeman Jr. is the only confirmed driver to be driving for them next season. As mentioned, Griffin Lepo McDermott will be making the jump to S3 Motorsports. As Dewey Schramm III now racing Xavier for 14th. Ryan Reed behind, racing Blake Warren for 15th. So we're closing in on the end of this race. I mean, things have tamed out quite a bit, but Griffin is pulling away from Goforth and Goss. Crouch still has a near 10-second lead over Lane Sanders. See, Tyler Black right now, his goal is to gain more spots as Austin Murray has made it past Samuel England for 7th place. But I believe that's all he's going to get. Malik Nevins, AJ Jones, they are pretty much gone. Unless something ridiculous happens. Same can be said for Breeding, Pericles, and Sanders, as well as the race leader, Ben Crouch. As nobody has retired from the race since Springer's engine let go. Tough breaks, though, for Christian Vargas, who had his mechanical issues. And Ryan Butcher now up to 30th. So I believe Ian Brandt has made his final pit stop of the day. Ben Crouch all over the bumper of Jordan Presto. But what a tough break for Ryan Butcher. Fastest lap on the race will be Lane Sanders. You see Vargas there second on the time. Blake Warren, Tyler Commons, Larry Hagan. Top 5, Pericles, Black, Schramm, Bilson, Austin Johnson actually with a top 10 worthy lap time. See Goss down 17th. Ben Crouch is only 18th on the board. But consistency has paid off for the driver of the number 1 Porkins Crunchyroll Incorporated Ram here today. And you see Xavier Richardson 19th, Griffin Leopold McDermott 20th, but you know, these fastest laps only mean so much. If you can save your tires on a track like this, this track has been eating tires all weekend. You just see Ryan Butcher is nowhere to be seen. He has not been able to pull off anything faster than a 1:23.0 after he got that damage in that wreck earlier today. See several drivers never even really getting a chance to run a decent lap time. Jarrett Gross has been off pace all race. But we'll be coming to 4 laps to go. So let's take one more run through the field. Already saw Ben Crouch, our leader, so going to start here with Lane Sanders running in 2nd place. Pretty good day for the Breeding Enterprises driver, as Lane qualified in 6th place. His teammate Nick Pericles started 3rd, right behind Ben Crouch, who got the pole. After getting spun by Jarrett Gross, he's been able to keep it inside the top 5, and he's looking for a good finish here, regardless of what happened earlier. Nick Breeding all over the bumper of Zachary DeLello, as he'll hit 4 laps to go. Breeding started in 12th place, and I guess strategy and a good pit stop have worked out for the number 40 machine of Texan Motorsports here, despite not having a sponsor. Nick Breeding continuing to put on a good showing, as Malik Nevins has made it by AJ Jones for 5th place, and Austin Murray is closing up. Malik Nevins, who has Sony Cup Series experience, he started 14th, now up to 5th place as mentioned. AJ Jones started in 10th, so a good net gain for him. Austin Murray up to 7th place. Mentioned that he started in 8th, running about where he started. Samuel England down from starting 4th. Bilson down from starting in 5th. But Bilson still looking to get his 2nd top 10 of the season, as Tyler Black, who started in 9th, runs in 10th place. Mentioned Griffin Leopold McDermott started 37th. He's running in 11th. Cody Goforth, not that great either. He started 23rd. He's running 12th. Will Goss 13th after starting 11th. He's making a dive on Goforth there. Can't quite get it to stick. Dewey Schramm III is running in 14th place after starting in 29th. Blake Warren from 7th place down to 15th. Ryan Reed from 15th to 16th. Or rather 17th. No, I had it right. 15th. Jarrett Gross still on pit road. Not sure what his issue is. Xavier Richardson started in 24th. So good net gain for him. How about Austin James, man, as we hit 3 to go? Started in... Actually had a pretty good qualifying run, I think, compared to how he usually does. He started in 33rd, and now he's running in 18th place, looking for that 2nd straight top 20 finish. Larry Hagan, we know he had issues earlier on. He started 20th, but he's made a decent rebound in 19th. Tyler Commons running in 20th after starting in 25th. Sebastian Kugelon running in 21st. Where did Sebastian qualify? He started in 18th, so not a good day for him. TJ Smith in 22nd started last. He started 41st by himself, row to his own. 22nd place for this number 6 team. Bob Burns in 23rd. Started in 31st. I mentioned Thomas Lipscomb with a quiet yet clean day in 24th place. Lipscomb started 36th. Logan Cloud in 25th place. Started 19th. Been struggling. Same with Ryan Dagby in 26th. Roberto Crown Jr. 27th. Austin Miller 28th after his issues. Eric Monaco 29th. And there's Ryan Butcher in 30th. Now Butcher did start 38th. So at least he's finishing higher than he qualified, but not the run he wanted. As we're back on the one of Ben Crouch with 2 laps to go. What a race it's been for Ben Crouch. The lead from Lane Sanders is down to 8.6 seconds. Pericles making a bit of a late charge here. See possibly a battle between Murray and England, and maybe even AJ Jones, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Tyler Black maybe looking to get 9th on Bilson. As there's a heated battle going on now for 11th. Crouch will take the white flag. And now Murray has driven away from Samuel England. So has Bilson, as Andrew Rich has gotten in the way of Will Goss, man. And that is just heartbreaking. Goss is just trying to find the way by him. And that might be all she wrote for Goss, trying to get 12th, as now Rich with the inside line is pulling back away from Goss, and Goss might lose 13th. Trying to gain all the points they can. It's still going to be a pretty tight battle between Murray, Goss, and Black. Butcher's going to have a bit of a hole to dig out of at Charlotte next week. But with how consistent these guys have been all season, I think it's going to be really tough. You look at the top 10 counts, 12 top 10s for Butcher and Murray, 11 for Black, and 10 for Goss. Goss and Black have won, well, Goss, Black, and Butcher have all won 2 races this year. Murray is the only one without a win out of these guys going for this championship, which is insane to look at. Goforth has driven away. I think Goss is going to end up 13th. Griffin can see Tyler Black in range. He wants this top 10. I just don't know if he's going to get there in time. As coming out of the final corner, it'll be Ben Crouch getting his first career win. We made it back just in time. Ben Crouch is a Napa Truck Series winner. Lane Sanders got it down to 7 seconds there at the start-finish line. Nick Pericles will come home in 3rd. But what a race there for Ben Crouch. Ian Brandt and Jarrett Gross had issues there at the end of the race. I don't think anything happened to them. But I will take a double look just in case after I am done with this. Actually, we'll just take a double look right now. This was back on lap 25, and Brandt was on old tires compared to Will Goss, and Goss is just laying it to him. He's not even making the move to look out. And right here, Goss is going to peek the nose, and then it just clips Ian Brandt. And boom, race is over for the 25. Will Goss keeps going. So on top of the issue with Jarrett Gross turning Nick Pericles, Will Goss showing his frustrations with the slower car of Ian Brandt, which was for position. So 2 incidents likely for the FBRL officials to look at here, but that could have some championship implications depending what they want to do. As just looking back here again, congratulations go out to Ben Crouch on this win. Lane Sanders second again. Pericles third. Breeding fourth. Malik Nevins with a fifth. A.J. Jones sixth. Austin Murray seventh. Samuel England eighth. Bilson with a ninth. Tyler Black 10th, as Goss will come home in 13th. I'm going to do some really quick math for you guys. So Goss will lose 6 points to Murray. That'll put Goss 8 points behind Murray. He's going to lose 3 points to Tyler Black. That'll put Goss 1 point behind Black. Black will lose 3 points to Murray, and that'll put Black 8 points behind him. So I believe both Black and Goss are going to be 8 points behind Austin Murray, who should be the new points leader with where Ryan Butcher finished. Butcher finished all the way down in 30th place. But congratulations go out to Ben Crouch on his first career win. What a race here from the Charlotte Roval. I will see you guys in 1 week's time. It's time to crown a champion, and it is likely going to be one of 4 drivers between Austin Murray, who has yet to win a race this season, Will Goss, Tyler Black, and Ryan Butcher. And I got a little surprise for you guys for next week. I'm not going to be alone in this booth. There will be someone here. Last season, Eugene DeMax made a special guest appearance in the booth. It's not him, but there will be a fellow Sony Cup Series driver in the booth with me next week for the Charlotte Motor Speedway season finale. So we will see you for that race. And now, here's your official race results and your points outlook heading into Charlotte. Congratulations again go out to Ben Crouch. He is a Napa Truck Series winner.